I knew something was terribly wrong the moment my mom looked at my fiancé's hand resting in mine, and quietly flinched like she'd touched a hot stove. She didn't say a word at first. She just stared at our intertwined fingers, her eyes narrowing, lips pressed so tightly together they almost disappeared. Then she whispered so softly I barely heard it, This won't do. It ruins our family aesthetic." And just like that, with 10 quiet words, she detonated the biggest scandal our family had ever seen. I wish I could tell you I was shocked. But the truth is, I'd seen hints of this side of her my whole life. The side obsessed with appearances. The side that ironed tablecloths no one even used. The side that rearranged picture frames if someone placed them 1 inch off center. The side that cared more about how we looked than who we actually were. But this was a new level. This was a cruelty I didn't know she was capable of. My name is Evan, I'm 28, and I've spent most of my life bending, twisting, shrinking myself into whatever shape my mother demanded, the good son, the clean boy, the perfect representation of family legacy. I wasn't rebellious. I wasn't difficult. I worked hard, got a good job, helped everyone who needed it. I sacrificed weekends, vacations, sleep, all so I wouldn't disappoint her. But the day I introduced her to Ariana, everything changed. Ariana, the woman who is the kindest person I've ever known. Smart, empathetic, stunningly beautiful, with skin like warm mahogany and a smile that could melt anger faster than a match lights paper. She's patient where I'm anxious, grounded where I'm scattered. She saved me from myself more times than I can count. And she didn't deserve what happened next. When I replay that first horrible moment in my mind, I can't help but think, maybe the universe was warning me. We were standing in the hallway of my childhood home, the familiar smell of lemon polish in the air. Ariana held a small bouquet of lilies, a peace offering of sorts. She wanted to make a good impression. "Your home is beautiful," she said warmly. My mom didn't respond, didn't smile, didn't even nod. Instead, she locked her gaze on Ariana's hand in mine, then slowly lifted her eyes to Ariana's face, scanning her like an artifact under fluorescent museum lights. Ariana later told me, I felt like she was grading me. She wasn't wrong. Finally, Mom said, "Let's sit. We have things to discuss." God, I wish we hadn't. We sat in the living room, Mom on her rigid cream armchair, Ariana and I on the couch. The distance between us felt deliberate. Mom folded her hands on her lap, posture stiff and immaculate. "So," she began, "how did you two meet?" Ariana smiled and began telling the story, how we met volunteering at a youth literacy event, how we accidentally matched outfits and joked that the universe was trying to set us up. But Mom wasn't listening. She was studying Ariana's skin. Her curls. Her features. Every second of it burned into me. Ariana mentioned her family was from Atlanta. Mom's eyebrow twitched. "Oh, you're from there." The silence that followed was suffocating. Ariana tried to lighten the tension. "Yes, my family's been there for generations. I grew up in a very tight-knit community." Mom pressed her lips into a line and murmured, "I see." That tone. I'd heard it 100 times. It meant judgment. It meant dismissal. It meant, "You are not what I wanted." Then Mom said the sentence that will haunt me forever. "I'm just wondering why someone like you would be interested in someone like my son." My breath stopped. Ariana blinked. "Someone like me?" Mom waved her hand in a small circle. "Your background. Your appearance. Your tone." "Tone?" I asked. "Yes," she said. "Her skin tone. It doesn't match ours. It doesn't complement our family aesthetic." Ariana stiffened. I felt the floor drop under my feet. "Mom," I said tightly, "what the hell does that mean?" She sighed like I was the unreasonable one. "I'm not trying to be cruel, Evan. I'm being realistic. When people look at a family, the visual cohesion matters. It sends a message." "A message of what?" Ariana whispered. "A message of tradition. Of unity. Of likeness," Mom replied. "That's discriminatory," I said. She shook her head. "It's about presentation. About maintaining an image. Evan, we are a family with a reputation. You know this." "My skin tone ruins your reputation?" Ariana's voice cracked. Mom didn't look away. "It clashes. That's all. Clashes." Like her skin was a fabric swatch in the wrong color palette. Before I could speak, Mom added, "Besides, are you sure you two are compatible? Lifestyle-wise, culture-wise, future children-wise." Ariana stood up. "We're going," she said softly, voice trembling. I followed her out. Mom called after me, "Evan, don't be dramatic." That night, after I held Ariana until her breathing steadied, I checked my phone and saw a flood of messages from Mom. "You're being emotional. She's not right for you. Imagine how people will react when they see your wedding photos. It won't look harmonious." Then, "It's not her fault she was born that way. I just don't want it to affect you." I nearly threw my phone. I texted, "Do not talk about Ariana like that again." She responded instantly, "So you're choosing her over family? Over your own mother?" By morning the entire family knew, because Mom made sure they did. Calls poured in. Some hinting, some warning, some begging me to reconsider. Only my cousin Jamie texted support, "Dude, your mom is out of her mind. Ariana is amazing." 2 days later, Mom invited me home for a calm conversation. I hoped she'd apologize. Instead, I walked into the living room and found my entire family seated in a semicircle, waiting. "We're doing this because we love you," Mom said. My grandmother murmured that I deserved someone who blended naturally. My uncle insisted, "People will stare." My aunt suggested future kids might feel confused. Paige looked uncomfortable but stayed silent. "Do any of you hear how disgusting this sounds?" I said. "We're just concerned," Mom insisted. "Her skin tone, stop talking about her skin." I yelled. Mom stepped toward me. "If you marry her, you will fracture this family. So you're making me choose? I'm asking you not to ruin everything your father and I built." "You built a facade, Mom. Not a family." I left. She didn't follow. The next morning, Ariana called me crying. "Evan, did you see your mother's Facebook post?" Mom had written publicly, "It breaks my heart when your own children forget their roots and dishonor family legacy. Some relationships are simply not meant to be, especially when there are differences." Comments flooded in. People calling Ariana an outsider. A homewrecker. She deleted her profile pictures after strangers messaged her saying she was ruining a good white family. I stormed to Mom's house. "Why did you do that?" I demanded. "People needed context," she said. "If that girl was strong enough, none of this would bother her." "That girl is the woman I love," I said. "And you treated her like defective decor." Mom crossed her arms. "I won't bless this marriage." "Then I don't need your blessing." "You're choosing her over your own mother?" "I'm choosing decency over hatred. She doesn't belong in this family." "Maybe I don't either." I proposed to Ariana that night. She said yes through tears. My family didn't congratulate us, except Jamie. Paige sent a private message apologizing. The wedding planning was brutal, but Ariana's family embraced me. Her mother hugged me and whispered, "Baby, you're safe here." On our wedding day, Ariana walked down the aisle glowing like a work of art. My mother didn't come. After the ceremony, Paige hugged Ariana, whispering her apology. Weeks later, Mom sent a single email, "I hope you're happy. You made your choice." I didn't respond. Because she was right. I did make my choice. And for once in my life, I chose the future I wanted, not the one that made my mother look good.